Welcome to the Living a Nordic Life podcast, where we explore a simpler, cosier and more intentional life the Nordic way. I'm Fiona McKenna, your Nordic living guide and founder of Living a Nordic Life, where I share all things Nordic living and show you that a Nordic life is the way to bring intentional calm and healthy habits into your own life, wherever you are in the world. Are you looking for ways to bring simplicity, coziness and calm into your life? Well, let me show you how. Visit the Living a Nordic Life website to explore how I can help you on your journey to simple, healthy and happy calm, the Nordic way. You can subscribe to the podcast right here. And if you want regular inspirational emails sent with love from Norway and straight to your inbox, don't forget to subscribe to the Living a Nordic Life newsletters. And so now let's dive into our episode. Let's talk about perfection. Well, actually, let's not talk about perfection. Let's talk about imperfection. Now, as I was writing my bullet points for today's episode, which I do because otherwise I forget things, or I go off on a tangent and start telling you some long-winded story and then forget where I was. But anyway, yeah. I was doing that. And while I was doing that, I was doing other things at the same time. And I was looking on social media. This was a few weeks ago. And I kept seeing an advert for a new Netflix series. It's one that's hosted by Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex. Now, don't get me wrong. I am very pro-monarchy. I'm English and... well, I'm European as well, and most European countries have a royal family of some sort or another. Maybe not quite as high profile and active as the British royal family, but there we go. And most people I know are quite pro-monarchy. They might not be full on, but they don't want rid of them. We like them. And I love that our European royal families are part of our national identities. They're part of the national identities of everybody in Europe, and it's all intertwined as well because they're all related in some way or another. But this particular show that I'm talking about, let me get back to that. I'm going off on a tangent already. We've only just started. But this particular show had nothing to do with the British royal family. In the first few seconds of the trailer, I had this really lovely feeling of, oh my goodness, it's so pretty. You get that cosy feeling inside and you're like, oh, I'm going to watch that. That looks lovely. But it was quickly replaced by a deep worry. The idea of having a perfect home, making faffy, intricate snacks and patisserie that looks like it's just stepped out of the door of La Durée in Paris is so unrealistic for most of us. We might look at Instagram or a Netflix series and feel like these things are realistic or achievable in life, but they're not. All of these shows and social media accounts are highly curated. Remember that when you're looking at them. They look beautiful, don't they? But they're very curated. You don't know what's going on behind the person who's taken the picture. And I can promise you it's probably not tidiness. Real life is messier. It's things up the stairs that are supposed to be taken upstairs and everybody's walking past them. It's an empty toilet roll holder on the toilet roll dispenser in the bathroom. It's shoes by the front door because nobody can be bothered to put them away, or maybe they've got nowhere to put them. It's that kind of thing. Muddy footprints walked through the house. In my case, the dog. Life's more chaotic, but it's also much more interesting. I like the idea of having a really beautiful, tidy home all the time. It is once a week on a Friday for about half an hour after I've cleaned it before everybody comes home. But after that, it's lived in. But imagine walking around and not wanting to sit down because you don't want to mess up the settee and the cushions, or having this beautifully laid out table and nobody wants to eat at it in case you get something on the white tablecloth, and then you have to start doing tablescaping again. There's a school in London that has noticed this negative effect that perfectionism is having on young people, and it started to promote an anti-perfectionism class. Imagine that. How cool is that? Just imagine the positive impact that could have on the mental health of young people. because they really do feel this pressure all the time to be perfect. And it starts really in the kind of early to mid-teens, I've noticed, with my two, who are teenagers. This idea that you can actually be like that. And you have to buck against it. But it could have a positive effect on all of us, of not feeling the pressure from everything around to have a perfect life. I love that. So, I want to remind you that you don't need to be perfect for life to be great. You can stop beating yourself up for your home not looking like something Martha Stewart would want to have. Or your baking not coming out right every time. If you even do bake. I bake all the time and I'm actually a trained chef. But I can promise you that my baking does not come out perfect every time. And especially if I'm recipe testing for you, for my blog, for my articles, I keep testing it. And I keep testing it so that when I give you the recipe, you don't have to have all these mistakes. We're going to. We learn, don't we? That's how we learn. Good enough is good enough. And this is very much a Nordic maxim. You hear this a lot. It's okay. It was good enough. Sometimes we have to let go of that urge to make everything perfect and accept that being okay is pretty good too. In Norway, it's okay, it's good, is a pretty nice compliment. You don't get complimented a lot here, I have to say, although I'm seeing it more and more, but it was okay. It's good. It's okay. It's a compliment. You've done the thing. You've finished it. That's an achievement, and it's okay. So well done you. Perfectionism might feel lovely, but it's a way of never getting anything done. I'm not saying that we should bodge everything. Please don't do that. But perfectionism is a way of never getting anything done at all. If we're constantly striving for everything we do to be absolutely perfect, we're never going to finish anything because it will be never good enough for us. You stop finishing things because you have to go back and start again, don't you? Constantly. It wasn't quite right. It wasn't quite right. It doesn't look good enough. I'll go and start again. And you start to get that feeling of anxiety kind of building up. No, I have to start again. I'll scrap it. It's not perfect. And we can't expect to let go of this idea overnight. That's not going to happen. But we can try, little by little, to let go of our idea of making life perfect. This not only applies to us, ourselves, within ourselves, and also our lives, but it also applies to our expectations of other people around us. Whilst we're striving for our own perfection, we're pushing those around us to do the same thing. And it's not really very healthy behaviour. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't strive to do the best that you possibly can. That's different. Trying your best and doing the best that you can is different to striving for perfection, because perfection doesn't really exist. Doing the best you can does exist. We can do that in everything, can't we? We can do our absolute best to our ability. But perfection, it's not there. There's no such thing. Don't get it perfect, get it done. I love this expression. Get the task finished. Stop faffing around with it. Just do it. There's a lady I know who is a fabulous business coach. I don't know if she listens to this, but if you do, hi Claire. And it's one of her favourite expressions. I love it. She's been using it for a really long time and I keep hold of it every time I get that feeling of I need to make it perfect. I'm not perfect. How do I look on a video? Do I look terrible? It's not perfect enough. I think about what Claire would say, which is, don't get it perfect. Just get it done. And it's true of all of us. We can faff around and keep redoing everything to get it just right and never actually complete the thing. It might be messy. It might be a bit less polished than you were expecting, but it's finished and it's out there in the world, whatever it is. It might be something simple, like you've made a cake. It doesn't look like the picture in the book, but you've done it and it's great and it probably tastes fabulous. But you've done it. It's out there in the world and it might not be perfect, but it's good enough. It's finished. So, my point with this whole episode is that you don't need to be perfect. Imperfect is great. You're fine just as you are. You're enough as you are. And you're perfect as you are. You don't need to be putting yourself under an awful lot of stress and pressure and creating anxiety, trying to have this perfect life that you see curated around you in glossy magazines and on social media and in television programmes. You really don't need to. What you have is perfect. Enjoy those simple moments, those moments of hygge that make everything really special, make life special. And also enjoy the mess. You know, you're living your life to the fullest. And stop trying to make everything perfect. And I'll see you in the next episode. If you've enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to the Living a Nordic Life newsletters so you can get an email when I release a new episode. It's a quick and easy way to keep up with all things Nordic living. Please visit livinganordiclife.com. You can listen to Living a Nordic Life on lots of podcast apps, including Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcasts, and plenty of others. If you've enjoyed the Living a Nordic Life podcast, why not leave me a rating? So that's the end of Living a Nordic Life for today, and I look forward to seeing you next time.